So control flow. Generally, you are writing a program, let us say for 10 lines or 20 lines, and whatever the piece of code you have written in main will be executed from starting of main to till the end of main, line by line. So that is what will happen. This is the normal flow of the execution. Okay, something like you have written the statement. Okay, all statements will be executed one by one. That is fine. Let us say out of that there are some statements which you want to execute based on some condition. Let us say the statement 3, 4, 5 is not part of the normal flow. You want to execute this thing based on some other thing. If that thing happen, then only you execute this, or else don't execute this. Or else something like if something happen, do this, or else something happen, do that, or else something happen, do that. In that way, you have to write the code. Okay, because you will be doing lot of validation. Let us consider about employee. We find out employee salary, basic, HRA, DA, PF, LIC. So depending on the basic, we are doing percentages for HRA, DA, PF. That's fine. Like if employee salary is more than let us say 15,000, then you have to go ahead with some percentages. If it is 5,000 to 10,000 to 15,000, one other parameters, and 5,000 to 10,000, one other parameters. Less than 5,000 is other parameters. Something like that you need to do the coding. Okay, but depending on the validation condition, the coding will change. In that case, which will be executed, how do you write the program? You need to write some kind of controls on the flow. Okay, so that is what here. And there are some situations where the part of the program need to be repeated multiple times. Okay, then also again the control flow will come into the picture. Depending on the situations, the control flow are categorized into three ways. Okay, which is something like, okay, very first thing is conditional control flow, looping, and you have switch case. Okay, so conditional control flow is the one which we are talking about. Like if you need to execute a part of the program depending on condition, if something happen you want to execute the statement, if something don't happen you don't want to execute, or else keep on executing based on different kind of condition. Okay, if you need to execute like that a part of the program, then you will be using conditional control flow. Okay, under this category you have simple if else, nested if else ladder. Okay, you have different kind of controls under conditional you have. Okay, that we are going to see it. So simple if else, nested if else ladder. Under the looping control structures are basically used to repeat the statement multiple times. Under this you have while, do while, for, and switch case is again different one. We'll start with simple if. What is simple if and how can you use simple if kind of thing? So first of all, syntax. how simple if looks. Syntax is nothing but what? It's a rule how to use it. You're saying if or else let's say this is something like that. If follows with some parenthesis, and in that parenthesis whatever the parentheses are following with that if, you have to give some kind of conditional expression. Whatever the conditional expression you are giving over there, let us say if the condition became true, whatever you are mentioning here, okay, you know that condition, correct? Let's say you have what kind of condition, a greater than b. Condition always you will define with relational operators, that you know that, okay. If a greater than b, something like that, which we say as a conditional expression, okay. So if a greater than b, what a greater than b results either true or false. If a is really greater than b, it will return true, otherwise it will return false. That is what I am saying. Whatever the conditional expression you are mentioning over there, so whatever the conditional expression you are giving over there, it should become true or false. Means the result of the conditional expression should be a Boolean value. Let us say if it is true, then whatever the block of statement you have mentioned here will be executed. And next, if the condition become false, then this part will not be executed. I just want to make sure that, like as I told you, have 1 2 3 4 5 6 statement. I want to execute 3 4 5 basing on something. If that something don't happen, then I don't want to execute it. In that case, you can keep all those 3 4 5 statement under some condition using if block, if control structure. The syntax of if look like this. If in the brackets you have to use the condition. Don't use semicolon here. Okay, you should not use. If you use semicolon over there, then which means that you are marking it as end. You should not keep the semicolon over there. And this is beginning of if, this is closing of if. In between that you have to use the statements, whatever as system.out.println or whatever it may be, whatever the different kind of statements you have. So everything you have to keep under if block. Okay, this is the syntax. Let's say a diagrammatical representation of how simple if will be executed. Okay, let us say this is if started, it will check conditional expression. Let us say the conditional expression is true or yes, then the statements under if will be executed. Then finally after execution, if is going to stop. if it's going to stop. Let us say the condition became false. Then what will happen if condition became false? If condition became false, then directly stop. Means the statements which you are defined in if, that will not be executed if the condition is false. That is the motto. If true, it will execute. If false, it won't execute. Okay. If false, you don't have an alternative in simple if. Okay. Simple if is responsible for only the statements need to be executed when the condition is true. It never matters about condition is false. Okay. Let us say you have two numbers. Okay. Let us say you have two numbers A comma B. You need to check which is big. Okay. You have conditional operators. Just forgot about that. Okay. Conditional operators are used to execute a simple statement. Okay, but it's not for executing multiple statements. Let us say to find out biggest of two numbers, you are using y equal to a greater than b, a and b, something like that, using conditional operators. But here you need to say a is big, b is small. If a greater than b, then conditional operator will not be applicable. It is used to execute a simple statement. But if you need to execute multiple statement basing on condition, if a is greater than b, you'd like to execute multiple things, something like that. Okay, let's say you have two numbers. You'll be taking these variables, reading the data from user, and you have kept the values in a comma b, and you need to find out which is big and store display which is big, which is small, kind of thing. Then what condition you need to validate? The coding will be something like that. If a greater than b, let us say if this happen, you can say a is big. System.out.println a is big. And if the same thing happened, you can say b is small. What I mean to say is, in this block you can specify any number of statements which will be executed when this condition is true. But let us say a is not greater than b, then I need to say b is small. But where you can say b is small, you don't have alternative. If this is true, then only it will be executed. If this is false, this part will not be executed. Okay, then for that reason, that part will not be executed. But to execute some other part, you have to check if b greater than a. If this fails, let's say this will true. In that situation, I need to execute some different statement like SOP b is big, SOP a is b is big, a is small. Any one will be. If this becomes true, definitely this will be false. If this is false, then this will be true. That's what I am using two different ifs to make it true. But you don't have an alternative. Let us say if this is false, what you want to execute, you don't have alternative. That's why you have to write true part in this, and you have to write a true part in this separately. Okay, this is the way how you use simple if. Let's see this program programmatically and see the execution, then you will understand how it is going to execute. And one more thing, so far what we are doing is you are writing the program in Notepad. Okay, you got awareness of how to write the program and what are the capital, uppercase and lowercase, and how it is case sensitive, so that kind of thing. So that is a good kind of practice. You never get a chance to work on Notepad, but it is a good way of learning the skill things easily. And let us say, like now we are going to discuss with a different editor, not Notepad. Okay, so which will make you a better way of writing programming experience for you people. So for that we have some other editor called Edit Plus. In that you can write HTML code, Java code, C code, or anything differently. But the advantage of the editor is, even in Notepad also you can write any kind of coding, C program or Java program or anything. But the drawback of that is you cannot recognize what are the keywords, or what you cannot differentiate. That is the problem. But in Edit Plus you can see the color for the keywords and what is going to display in system.out.println, like there are some kind of color. Okay, so by seeing that, if you do any kind of mistake, you can get it actually. Okay, so first of all, you need to install Notepad Edit Plus in your machine. To install that, you have how to install this one, EPP Edit Plus Plus. So if you need, I can copy this exe into the Dropbox, so that you can you don't require to go to Google and download it from your Dropbox. You'll say I'm installing Edit Plus in my machine. Accept. You can see Edit Plus Plus on the desktop, something like this. Click on this. It will ask for this code and say that evaluate, so that you will get 30 days trial version. Say that I agree. Okay, then so you can go to dashboard here and see Java new batch, and here see whatever the programs you are doing, everything will be there. Let's say you'd like to go ahead of if demo, then you can go new. What kind of programming you would like to do? Java. See, when you click on Java, you've already got some skeleton of the Java code. Class, begin, public static void main. This is a skeleton required for every program, so that it will be, all keywords will be in blue color. Let us say by mistake you did static, the color will change. By seeing that, you will understand, okay, something you did mistake. But in Notepad you cannot. So if you see blue, that is what. Okay, all predefined class names in red color, string, system. Okay, if you do mistake smallest, you will identify over there. So this is one kind of identification for you. Comparatively with Notepad, this is a better one to write program, and good way of programming experience here. Okay, let us say if if big demo if big demo, you can use any name. Let's say what I need to take two numbers from the user, then after that, when you need to find out what is big, what is small kind of thing. Say you can say enter two numbers, you can say that. So you know that how to use import java dot util dot star. Now do you go scanner, see in red color it is scan new. Scanner new is a keyword. system dot in okay. If we need, we can decrease the font. Okay, so all system in red color, scanner in red color, okay, something like that. Now we need two variables, int a equal to scan dot next int b equal to, and indentation also will be maintained, like whenever you press enter, okay, flower process, everything will be maintained in a good indentation, so that you can identify your program. For debugging, scan dot next int, you get two numbers from the user. Okay, after that you need to display, you need to find out which is big, which is small, kind of thing. To do that, what you have to use, if, see, if is a keyword, so that it is displaying in a blue color. If a greater than b, if this thing is happened, okay, what you need to do, so indentation already enter, gone inside if, so you need to say system dot out dot println a is big and b is small. Okay, same thing. If b greater than a, okay, then you can say system dot out dot println b is big and a is small. Have a kind of thing like that. Okay, then save this program as big demo. If big demo, save. Just say name, you don't require to add .java and all, because if you can see save as type over there, you are seeing it as java star.java. By default it will be saving as if victimo.java, then save it. Done, you're done. Then try to execute that. This procedure is as usual. So I can have java c if victimo.java. Java if big demo, enter two numbers, let's say a and I'm entering 3. Now in this situation a is big, so what it should display, 5 is big, 3 is small. You can say 5 is big, 3 is small. So I'll change the numbers, enter two numbers, I'm changing the numbers, let's say first one is 10, second one is 200. Now b is big, first condition is false, a greater than b, then that time second one will be true. Okay, that is what, that is the way simple. If you can use, if this happen, then only it will say a is big, b is small, otherwise it will validate, and this will be false that time. Okay, so whatever the condition you are giving here, if that becomes true, then only it will execute. That is what. Okay. Any questions here, ping me on chat on if anybody. And one more thing, important note is when you are using only one statement under if, let us say if A greater than B, then you would like to say A, only A is big. If A greater than B, you'd like to say only A is big. You don't want to bother about B is smaller kind of thing. In that case, you can avoid flower brush also. One statement will be considered under if block by default. So you don't require to use flower brushes, but it is well and good if you use the flower brushes also. Not an issue. Enter two numbers. We have taken A and B are variables for our reference purpose. Okay, this program will be running by some other user who don't know about the programming. Let us say in the output enter two numbers, you will enter 10 and 200. As part of the programmer, you are considering 10 in A, 200 in B. So as part of the end user is concerned, you should display as 200 is big, not something like B is big. If you say something like B is big, end user doesn't know what is B, but he just enter 10 and 200. Okay, that is what we are saying. A system.out.println A is nothing but what? A value will be displayed. Then later double quotes, whatever the content you are given, that will be displayed. Did I answer to your question, Mona? Okay, fine. So any other questions? No? Okay, fine. I'll give you some of the practice programs to work out under if. Okay. But before that, so in if, what you have to think actually. You need, whenever a program you need to develop, you need to think about what condition need to be used to find to display the requirement, to know the requirement. Biggest of two numbers, then what condition you need to check. The important thing is getting the logic of condition. You need to build in that way to improve your logic, like what is the condition need to be checked, how can, if I check that way, what could be the correct procedure, such kind of thing you need to think about. Okay, let's say a simple thing, I'm asking you, please ping me the condition need to be validated in if. To know, to do this, I need to find out, I'll enter a number, single number, you need to know whether that number is positive or negative, what condition need to be validated. And if anybody can, all of you can ping me on chat your expectation about the condition. What condition need to be validated in if, to know that, let's say enter number is there in A. I need to check A is positive or negative, any number he can enter. If we enter something like 10, I need to say it is positive number. If we enter something like -5, I need to say it is negative number. Then we need to check one condition. What could be the condition? Please provide your inputs.